Alright, let's continue our look at the HTC EVO 3D with a closer inspection of the user interface. Again, it runs Android 2.3.3 Gingerbread and has HTC Sense version 3.0, which is the latest version of Sense. It means you're going to get 7 different panels that you can customize, and as you can see, something new here, a little bit of a twist. Or if you give it a good swipe, it will spin through all of the different 7 panels. And whether you go fast or slow, it now works 360 degrees, which is quite nice. But you can customize each panel with an HTC or Android widget, application shortcut, bookmark, folder, or contact information. There's a clock and weather widget. There's also a clock and social widget now, which we saw in the Cha-Cha. There's actually somewhat of a 3D effect as you move the widget itself from panel to panel, which is kind of slick. Your calendar widget, watch widget. This is one thing you get, Green Hornet in 3D, which is pretty neat. Although unfortunately, it's not going to come through as 3D over the camera. But it looks pretty impressive in person, I have to say.
Most trusted colleague for the past 45 years. I want to make sure that the Daily Sentinel stays on a path that would make him proud.
Alright, so there's a little Green Hornet in 3D, which comes with the phone. You also get 3D games. Here we go, back to the home screen. Get that line back up. There we go. So again, you can have 7 different panels. As far as widgets are concerned, which in Sense is a big part of the whole ambiance of Sense. Ooh, big word there. You've got 80 different widgets total. This was the, their watch widget, which your library for videos. That's going to be a email widget, exchange widget for email, mail, Gmail, people, a couple different looks at people. Let's see what's interesting here. Month, agenda, bookmarks, messaging, Twitter, trends, music widgets, 3 different music, friend stream, friend channel, FM radio, your bookshelf, different weather widgets. And what else do we have here? HTC likes, photo albums, photo grid, which is relatively new, news widget, which is nice, footprints, data dashboard, your weather clock, your social clock, which is new, and the rest of your clocks. I think there's 17 clocks now altogether. So that continues to expand. Your calculators, and then one other thing I wanted you to see is the stock widget, which is updated. This looks pretty cool. So there's a look at all of the different widgets that are available, and you can see the list here as well. That was a breakdown. It also shows you some of the Android widgets that are available. Got different scenes, which are going to apply different widgets automatically, and again, you can create your own custom scenes. You've got skins. They've really pared it down. You've only got 3 now. What they want you to do is join HTC Hub and download more. Your wallpapers, you do have live wallpaper, HTC Sense, slideshow, current weather, which is kind of slick, and then some of the others. Where was I? Lock screen wallpapers as well. And again, you can put these in panel or set it up this way. And your widgets application shortcuts. So there's an awful lot of customization available. Take a look at the notification bar. It does a lot more than it used to. First of all, you get 8. Is that 8 or 10? Yeah, 8. Most 8 recent applications that you opened up at the top, so you can tap on one, it goes directly to it. Get your regular notification system or your notifications. You can see I have an email I'm taking a look at. Plus, you also get down here at the bottom in the lower right, you tap on that. You get quick settings to Wi-Fi, hotspot, mobile network, 4G, Bluetooth, GPS, all settings, and then also gives you a task manager as far as memory availability, which is pretty slick. So that's something new. Pushing down on the home key will give you the overview of all 7 panels. Tapping on will take you directly to it. Pinch the screen to get back to the overview. And again, it's very quick, works very well, easy way to maneuver. Holding down on the home key will give you open up the recent apps application. Easy for me to say, show you the last date, and again, tapping on anyone will take you directly to it. As you can see there, take a look at the main menu. And again, you've got 3 different views. This is the all view. And again, it moves in panels. but you hardly have to touch it to move from panel to panel. Then you've got frequent, and then you've got your downloads. So you've got 3 different ways to set that up. You can also look at it in list view, which is nice as well, in all 3 different formats. And then you can also remove an app and sort apps from here as well. I think you can also share an app from here if I'm not, maybe I'm mistaken. I thought there was a way to share an app. I take that back, you can remove an app from here. There's a look at the main menu. Personalization again is down here in the lower right hand corner, which we took a look at. Let's go in and take a look at the gallery real quick, because it does employ some of the 3D opportunities that are available on this phone. As you see, camera shots, 3D photos and videos, 2D sample pictures, all photos, wallpapers as well. Take a look at the different wallpapers, and these are wallpapers that I've downloaded through Zedge. Camera shots, as you can see here, some of these are in 2D and some are 3D. That's 2D, so is that. Those are all 2D. There's a 3D shot. And I'm sure when it gets to it, I don't know what it's going to look like on camera. But you can see it sits 2D and then all of a sudden it focuses and turns into 3D. But the shots look good. I guess you're not going to get any of the effect. It's hard for me to tell looking through the camera lens. Let me zoom in a little bit. No, you don't get the effect. You just get a little bit blurry there in the background. Yep, you just get a blurry in the background, which is too bad, because the effect is pretty slick. Alright, so it's the gallery, and then video, same thing, they're going to show up in the gallery, so you've got a 2D and 3D gallery to look at. Let's take a look at the messaging application. Before we get into it, let's go to settings though and see what's what. We can select language. We've got swipe built in here, so we've got swipe settings, word prediction, auto feedback, vibrate on key press, the usual suspects, speed versus accuracy, fast response, error tolerance, word choice window. Then we're going to touch input, and your keyboard types. You've got standard, phone, and compact, international, text input, trace keyboard down here. You have to tap on that to turn it on, and then you can decide what color you want your trace to be. And then you're all set. So let's head into messaging. Let's create a new message. Let's send it to me first off. Where am I? There I am. And call, not bad. John. Not so good. On UESDAY Tuesday. Well, call been on Tuesday. Other than John, we did quite well. But we've also got speech to text for our meeting next Wednesday. It worked out quite well. As far as the keypad itself, you can drop the keypad tapping here in the lower left hand corner. Again, tapping on it will open it back up. Capitalization, your shift key, microphone key, numbers, and I want to do that. Numbers and symbol key right here. You do have numbers and symbols available via long press as well, which is nice. Take a look at it in landscape. Next Wednesday. All of the King's Men. Okay, so that worked very well. Nice size keys on the landscape version. What do we have for attachments? Picture, video, audio. So we've got a direct link to the camera as well as the gallery, which is nice. Location, contact V cards, as well as appointment V cards. So pretty good round of attachments available. Pop this back down here. What do we got as far as smiley faces? We have smiley faces on here. Insert smiley. And we've got a picture as well as the symbols for your smiley faces. So there's a look at messaging. Okay, let's wrap up our look at the HTC EVO 3D, but before we get to that, I want to clear something up. It's advertised that the phone shoots 1080p full HD video in 2D. So I went outside today to take my photos and shoot my video like I always do. And I thought I had done something wrong, because when I went in here, I thought, well, maybe there's a different way to get at this I don't know about. You can see right there up on top, let me bring it up so you can actually see it. that the best video capture is 720p, not 1080p. And that's in 2D. You see the switch up here on top is flipped to 2D. In 3D, it doesn't really give you an opportunity to determine the quality of the capture. It's just, it automatically does it. So I wanted to clear that up. You're not going to get 1080p full HD video capture from the EVO 3D. However, I was impressed with the camera quality in 3D as well, both still and video. The one issue is the viewing angle has to be exact, or you're going to have a real hard time, or you're going to get a headache, one of the two. But if you get the viewing angle just right, 3D pictures and video, especially the pictures, look pretty slick. All right, let's get to the internet and wrap this up. Again, I've updated this to Adobe Flash 10.3. I've got Flash fully enabled. It's running off my office Wi-Fi. So let's go into bookmarks. Let's head over to Smartphone Envy and take a look at the browser. And we're off. There we go. Woke the Sleeping Giant. And again, it's almost fully loaded. And there we go. And let's get that Flash ad up at top. There we go. We've got it fully loaded, and it is very smooth. I was definitely impressed. We got a little hiccup there with the rendering. Let's pull in and pull back out. There we go. Got the rendering right now. But it's very smooth, almost as smooth as the Galaxy S2. Not quite, but very, very close. One of the things I really like about HTC browsers is the pinch to zoom, and it dynamically rewraps the text. That is so slick. I don't know why all browsers don't do that. HTC's done a great job with their browser and setting it up that way. Absolutely no rendering issues whatsoever. Let's head over to Engadget. Give it another little test. And the browser is definitely quick. Gingerbread definitely makes a difference in the speed of browsers loading. And you can see we're still waiting for that, the Flash to add. There we go. Shove us ad. And you can see it's just a little herky-jerky, but it's probably, other than the Galaxy S2, maybe the smoothest browser I've used other than the Galaxy S2. You see, it's very responsive. Absolutely no rendering issues whatsoever. Alright, let's give it the test. Let's run a little Flash video. Let's head over to CNN. Here we go. And we'll wrap up with this. And we'll let that fully load. One thing that's pretty nice is even before it's fully loaded, you can actually scroll around the page, which tells me you've got a lot of power under the hood if you're able to do that. Let's take a look at this. And we'll let it get started, and we'll double tap to zoom in and give you a better view. And again, stay tuned for our face-off with the Galaxy S2. Should be coming up, coming your way, probably posted by Thursday. And typical, when it first spools up the Flash video, it's a little herky-jerky, and now you can see it's nice and smooth. So that seems to work fine, and once we get through our ad here, we'll get to the content we are after. And my dog has to bark, of course, right before we get to where we want to go.
Okay, right. Give me another area where regulation has stunned innovation. Silicon Valley, or something related to the tech sector, or something related to even Wall Street. Give me one example. Let's take what the National Labor Relations Board did recently to Boeing in South Carolina. Right? The National Labor Relations Board is trying to intimidate Boeing. That's not innovation. That's not innovation.
All right, so there's a look at the browser. I did notice on the Flash video, again, it spooled it up pretty quick and it was relatively smooth. I did notice there were some syncing issues between the audio and video, but for the most part, it seemed to look pretty good. The browser on the EVO 3D is definitely one of the highlights of the phone. With the power, with the dual-core processor, the 100 gigabytes of RAM, you're not going to run into any problems with it. It's pretty much impossible to overload. It just chugs its way through anything, and it's definitely very smooth and quite quick. So very impressed with that. Don't forget to stop by smartphoneenvy.com. Check out the written review as well as some photos and video taken by the EVO 3D as well. I hope that's been helpful. This is Craig. Take care.